And Transport Minister Eamon Ryan cast doubt over the future of the Galway Ring Road plan yesterday. The plan in its current form has been quashed by the courts for not taking the National Climate Action Plan into account. But a new plan for the Ring Road can go back to An Bord Pleanála. Then yesterday, Transport Minister Ryan told reporters the Galway Ring Road can't go ahead in its existing form.
The Galway Ring Road is a real example now that we do have to take climate change seriously. It's vital that all our transport plans deliver the 50% reduction in emissions we need this decade and to go net zero in 3. The NTA, the local authority, our department are going to have to look at a new transport strategy for Galway that meets that climate target. You can't just go ahead and build roads and have an induced traffic system that means you can't meet the climate targets. So yes, the plans for Galway are going to have to change. The exact elements of that, what the combination is of new public transport and other infrastructure, it will be the outcome of that process. But the existing plans, the existing way of doing things is not going to progress. We have to heed the court order and what An Bord Pleanála said and what the law says. You put climate at the centre of everything we do.
Transport Minister Eamon Ryan speaking to reporters yesterday. Kenny Deery, the Chief Executive of the Galway Chamber of Commerce, is on the line. The Minister sounded pretty determined there, Kenny Deery. The plans for Galway are going to have to change.
Good morning, Anya. The Minister did indeed. However, the Minister is at odds with his partners in government. The Minister is at odds with the leaders of Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, indeed the leadership of the opposition. And the Minister is at odds with the majority of people in our beautiful medieval city in Galway who want to see change and who, after years and years of consultation, and climate action was considered in the whole oral hearing process. However, the most recent climate action bill was the technical issue that the oral hearing was quashed on Monday. And thankfully, the case has been referred back to the board to consider. So this is a due process. We're years into a process. So to be fair to the Minister, the comments yesterday weren't helpful in terms of overriding a process that the business community and the wider community of the West of Ireland have patiently worked their way through over many years. So what we would be calling on is for an expedited assessment by the board of the case as it presently stands, because we have huge ambitions for Galway and for the region to be able to deliver that progressive, sustainable, low-carbon city of the future. Right. But this 18-kilometre stretch of roadway is really a critical component to unlocking that.
So instead of rethinking, you want the process speeded up when it goes again to An Bord Pleanála. You say the Minister is at odds with various other political groupings in Galway, but he's not at odds with the law. And the fact of the matter is, Galway needs a transport system that delivers a 50% cut in emissions. How could the Ring Road deliver that?
And what we have in the Galway Transport Strategy, and it's interesting, there is a statutory review of the transport strategy later this year. And I agree, and the Galway Chamber membership agree, we need to be more ambitious in terms of the targets that are set, particularly around bus connects, cycleways, pedestrianisation, how we regenerate that urban core, which will then allow us to densify the city centre, bring more people into the city in more sustainable ways. However, the uniqueness of Galway is we are a medieval city on the water. There are 53 kilometres of riverbanks that need to be taken account of, as well as a whole raft of special areas of conservations. And it's in that uniqueness that the plan that's put forward, where there are many parts, as I said, busways, cycleways, pedestrianisation, but also filtering. There are 3 constituencies that really the transport strategy look after.
Sorry, Kenny Deery, doesn't it all involve, to deliver all of that and to get the 50% cut in emissions, doesn't that involve taking the car out of the city and not putting more cars in a ring around the city?
Well, actually, what we want to do is take the cars out of the city, and it's an important point. There are 3 constituencies really impacted by this. Those living in and moving around the city, but also what's not taken account of by Minister Ryan's view of the world is the 70,000 commuters from across the region who are coming to and from the city each day. And importantly, that whole cohort of a population in Connemara who, if they want to come east or west, have in essence to come through and filter through west side in the city and sit in our junctions and our roundabouts that they don't want to be in. So we want to see the cars cars coming out of the city as well. That's part of the whole point.
Right.
The ring road is the key to unlocking it, and it's really, really critical we escalate this and we get on board Planola to review this as soon as possible. And the community will work with the review of the Galway transport strategy. However, the ring road, unfortunately, like it or hate it, is a critical part of it, and it's needed for that city of the future that we want to be.
And as well as the courts, do you expect this will continue to be a big topic in the local Europeans and maybe even a general election next year? Do you expect it's not over for the Galway Ring Road?
It's not over, because one of the key challenges is those who are, let's say, who celebrated the decision this week and who are suggesting that it's not the way forward, don't have an alternative solution.
All right.
So we need to figure out how we're going to deliver a progressive Galway of the future. And at present, the membership of Galway Chamber and the business community want to see this project delivered because it's the only show in town.
Kenny Deery, Chief Executive of the Galway Chamber of Commerce, thank you for that.